Hi guys, I hope you can hear me. The tumble dryer's on, so I'm just sitting down to my evening meal, and I thought I'd just do a video on bolster eating just before I really feel like I've got over that part of my life quite successfully. It's really started to be less and less that I need to bolster eat, so I thought I'd just do a video while I still remember what it felt like to bolster eat. Just to let you know what I'm eating so far, just while I'm doing it. So I've got some rice, I've got some chilli, I've got some butternut squash soup, and I've got some hummus on top. So I got a lot of food, but I don't know if I'm going to eat it all, but just basically letting you know that's what's there. But it's very hot, so I'm going to leave it there just for a minute to cool. What I mean by bolster eating is I used to, and I will very much say I used to because I haven't for quite a little while, I used to eat in preparation of a difficult event. So I've got 2 young children, and they're not really that young anymore, but they were young, and I would eat in preparation for dealing with them. Say for example, we were at home and we had to go out of the house, I would eat before I would take them anywhere. So like for example, I would eat sort of like jam on bread, like jam, margarine and bread, and some crisps, usually fair few bags of crisps before I would, like say for example we're going to go to the park and it's maybe 10 o'clock and we haven't quite got out of the house yet, you know, and it's that time when you're tired, and I would eat in order to give myself a boost, but also I would eat to stop my brain from thinking about things like, why do I have to do this all by myself, why is it so hard, you know, why has my life ended up like this, you know, and all of those types of things, where I try and stop those thoughts so that I can just crack on and get on with the job of looking after children. And I would, so yeah, what I mean by bolster eating is that feeling of needing to eat in order to be able to deal with the situation. I would eat, and it wasn't only to eat to give myself energy, it wasn't only to eat to give myself a boost in terms of kind of the sugar boost and the fat boost. I also felt like it was a way of giving myself like a top up of dopamine, almost like a happy something that would allow me to not worry anymore, that would allow me to dull my brain down enough so that it would stop talking to me about how everything was really rubbish all the time, and how it would let me just get on with what I needed to be doing. Obviously, you know, post both of my children, I had a bit of postnatal depression. It wasn't actually diagnosed, so it was only after that, after when I used to talk to people and I realised what I was experiencing with that. With my son it was much worse, and I think I used to eat to kind of get over the fact of those sorts of things. And I think also food for me was a final resort. So I would eat because there was absolutely nothing left I could do to boost myself. There was no escape. I couldn't give up. I had to move. I had to do it no matter how tired I was. I had to do it. I mean, obviously there's an element where I know that I would say it's called like a coping strategy. A coping strategy I would have was to not relinquish, and I would just carry on doing it regardless. And even if everyone was around to help me, I couldn't give up. I couldn't give in, just in case they actually decided, actually no, I can't do it anymore and you have to do it again, and it would be easier for me to carry on doing it than to keep stopping and starting. So I think it was tough for me at those points, but I feel like now I've got much more of a handle on my emotions. Obviously my children are now 9 and 5 now, so I'm way past that kind of depression stage. It's still there in my head, obviously, because I think when you've kind of gone through depression bits, it never leaves you. You still have the same thought processes. It's just you get better at handling them, and you get better at kind of rationalising them, I think. And interestingly enough, what has helped me a lot, because one of the issues I used to have with bolster eating was I would eat before I made an evening meal. So it would, like, again, it would do exactly the same thing. It would dull my brain down, so I wasn't talking to myself of why do I have to make dinner, why doesn't somebody else make dinner, I hate making food for other people, like, why do I have to do this all the time? And what's helped was putting my headphones on and listening to YouTube, and just doing and letting my brain go off somewhere else while my body just cracked on and got what needed to be done, because I was always grateful for food at the other end. I mean, now I cook, so when I get back around, I pick my children up at 3, we stay and play at the school until 4, we walk home, and we're usually back by about 4:30. And that gives me the reason why I don't come straight away home is because when I get home I will probably just eat. I don't want to just sit and eat. We may as well go and have a little play around and have a bit of fresh air and all that kind of good stuff, rather than just coming back and put the telly on and eat, because that is what will happen when we just get back, because that's what happens when we get back at 4:30. So, but it means it limits that downtime, and it means that then if I do want to sit down, I can have a coffee and I can have a hi-fi bar, and then I can start making dinner. And I used to, again, it was bread, margarine and jam, crisps, because we used to have multi-packs of crisps in the house. I don't have that anymore, but I'd very comfortably eat 3-4 bags of crisps very comfortably, and it was almost like I had to keep eating until I felt that kind of switch go off in my head, that I was like okay to kind of carry on. And I'm pretty sure it was dopamine related. It has to be really thinking about it, where it's just like a little bit of me that just goes, okay, I'm happy enough now, I can do this. And I use caffeine a little bit for that now, so I tend to have a bit of caffeine, so I'll either have 1 cup of coffee or I'll have a Diet Coke at around 4ish. So that's usually when we finished having a play at the school and then we're walking home. That's when I usually have my Diet Coke. If I haven't had it then, I'll have a hot coffee when I get back, and then that seems to kind of power me up, kind of switch off my switches in my head. And obviously I watch, I try not to watch YouTube. I tend to just listen, because if I watch, then I generally don't actually do the actual cooking I need to do and the cleaning and such. So I just put my headphones on. The kids know that they can just, tap me and I will, remove my headphones, and then I'm ready to listen again. My headphones I use are these types of ones, so they can see I've got them on, because they're like that, so they know I'm there. But I can generally hear if it's screeching. I can hear that over anything anyway, so I know when if they're okay in that. But again, it's nicer now they're a bit older, that they're generally alright. It's not it's not the same as when they were babies. So I find YouTube invaluable for that, and I think I've now developed different ways to bolster myself. I think I still bolster myself, I think I do, but I think I do it in other ways of food now. So I think I do it with caffeine, and I think I do it with a little bit of time out. I know when I need my breaks, I recognise when I need some sit down time, and I've become able to become a bit more, I wouldn't say selfish, I think I've been able to become a little bit more aware of my own needs and to provide myself what I own needs. So it's just a little bit more self-care I've provided myself now. It takes a long time, took a very long time to work through what I needed to do for myself, but I think I've nearly got there now. I mean, there's still struggles along the way, but I think I'm much closer, and it's fascinating thinking about bolster eating almost at the very end of me even doing it anymore. Like I still love bread, I still love bread and margarine jam, I still love all those things, but I feel like now, and I certainly love crisps, although crisps are crisps are tough because they do the job of that dopamine thing, but they're really painful for your mouth if you eat lots of them. They're really, really uncomfortable, and I think nowadays that feeling of soreness on the gums and soreness on the roof of your mouth is quite off-putting for me now. So it's like the benefit of the dopamine kind of doesn't outweigh the sort of soreness that you get in your mouth. I still very much enjoy bread and jam, and as I said before, bread and jam and margarine, but I don't know, I don't enjoy the way it controls me. I don't enjoy eating it and then I want some more, and I feel out of control, and I feel that it's not me doing it. And I think I'm so used to with Slimming World, it feels like you're eating the food. It feels like you're not being swung about by your emotions. It doesn't feel like you're being swung about by your hormones and your cravings and such. So again, bread and jam and that is nice, but it's it's not quite as nice as a big old plate of rice and chili and just like all like delicious flavors and such, and you can take your time over it. It doesn't do the same to me. It doesn't make me feel like I need to, I don't know, I don't feel like I have to compulsively eat this type of food, because that's what I felt like I had to do with jam and bread, and so that's why I decided that it's probably not for me right now in my journey. So yeah, a little bit of a ramble, but yeah, just trying to sort of drag up memories of bolster eating before they sort of leave my head forever, really, because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not going to say never, etc., because I know that the patterns are in my head, but it gets less and less likely as it carries on. So I hope that's explained a little bit about what bolster eating means to me. I hope you understand kind of where I'm coming from. I would be fascinated to know if there's actually a proper term for it, because I didn't really know that I even did that until I chatting with a commenter, and I didn't really understand fully that that's what I was doing, if you know what I mean, because when you have food issues, you just presume that they're emotional eating and comfort eating, maybe after a problem's happened, or maybe when you're stressed, and that whole kind of eating in preparation to achieve something hadn't really occurred to me that was a thing until I realised that that's pretty much all of my overeating is bolster eating, and it's pretty much all the time when I overeat, that's exactly what I'm doing it for. So I would be fascinated again to know if there was a proper name for it instead of just bolster eating. I'm fascinated to know if if you have the same sorts of things, whether you do something similar or whether you have done something similar. I would be fascinated to know. So I really better eat my food, because I think I might put it in the microwave just to heat it up a little bit. But I'm going to eat my tea now, so I will see you again in the next video. My food plan's going pretty well so far, like my week, so I'm redoing my week again that I did before, so it's going really nicely. A few adaptations I've sort of thought along the way, so again another couple of weeks I'll sort of show you where I am with that, and I'll see you guys later. Lots of love, bye.